Yo, what's up guys? How is everyone doing? I am coming at you today with a different recording setup. I've actually got a new laptop. If you guys have been keeping up with the streams, I've mentioned that my laptop has been really buggy and just unusable, so I did have to buy a new one, and I hate it. I haven't been able to restore my MacBook using the time machine thing, so it's extremely annoying. I can't do my work as I usually can, so I do have to wait for that repair. But today we are going to be looking at Bitcoin, guys. And today, overall what we're looking at is still a predominantly bearish trend. Just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who did tune in right before we went live, and also to the VIPs. I see one of the VIP members in here. I don't know if you want me to name you, but it is awesome to see you here, of course, as usual. Hey, you loud and clear. Thank you so much, Craig. I was actually concerned we'd have some audio issues and all that stuff. Let me just close down Telegram here. Bitcoin falling in the house. Hey, Full Flies. Great to see you, Mark, once again. Smash those likes real quick. Yes, as usual. Guys, look, we're still bearish today, and we're going to discount yesterday's futures video because that was more of a theory. It's something that I give credit to, but I know most of you guys don't, and because of that, there's a lot of hostility around it, so we're going to avoid that today. If you want to check out that video, it's very in-depth, and like I said, I give credit to that theory, so definitely check it out if you care what I believe might happen. It's all about what could happen now within about 24 hours, and definitely if you have missed it, you do need to watch that video. But guys, let's go straight into this technical analysis. I mean, not too much has changed here yet again. I mean, it's been a mostly sideways day. We look at this one-day chart, and literally we've just been trading within the same, couple $100 region. But on the RSI, we look at pretty much all time frames: 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour, and what we're looking at is still pretty much a neutral RSI, so we're getting readings of the low 40s. We've got 39 here on the 8 hour. On the 4 hour, we're looking at 38, so everything's pretty much the same. It's near neutral but leaning bearish, alright? So that's what we've got with the RSI. And guys, what I did spot is yet another one of these sort of small, slightly weird M shapes. So we go up, we go down a little bit, we test that high again just a little bit, and then we go right back down. And of course, if you guys have been keeping up, this is the same trend we saw play out in our previous rising wedges that did end up failing. So we had one here, we had another one here, and guys, obviously the trend that I did point out, is that they're coming in shorter periods of time, and they're getting smaller, and they're less volatile each time. So this is a pattern a few others have. Facebook Coinbase rumors. I will get to that if you remind me of it a little bit later. We did see this M sort of formation playing out, and I don't know the real name for it. I don't think there even is a name. It's just the repeated pattern we've seen within this downtrend. With our current sentiment, it has turned a little bit bullish in these past few days. That is why I made that bullish video. But on the whole, it is still, overwhelmingly negative. We could see a return to the levels of about 6,300. And if I turn on my alpha indicators there, I don't know why I called it alpha, but we could potentially see a test of this Ichimoku cloud. I would like to see us go within this cloud, potentially trade a little bit in there and get rejected. I think that's the best case scenario. It would be a very definite sign that we are headed down. But okay, I mean, we've just dipped into the 5,000s. VIP members did get a call today when we were above $6,100 to give it a short. The profits right now, I do not know off the top of my head. Actually, let's check out if we can calculate that real quick, because I am interested to know what those profits were. I personally did not get a chance to enter that trade because, like I said, I have been having these technical difficulties, which are extremely annoying. So that's a 1.8% move. Our leverage was 15 times. I need a calculator yet again because I'm an idiot. So 1.8 times 15, and so yeah, that's a 27% move, and going higher as we continue our way down. So VIP members did get a chance to get in on that. Pretty good stuff. I know a lot of our members did get in on that trade today because there's been complacency. Everyone wants to make trades, and I understand it, which is why I did give that signal. And it looks like the timing was perfect because that was only just a couple hours ago. Perfect timing to catch this drop, really falling into the mid 5,900s here. As for, the rest of the things we're looking at, I mean, the EMA ribbon, we've been rejected by this a lot of times, so We go over to the EMA ribbon on the 4-hour, and yet again, you know, we did fall, we did rise up into this ribbon. We've been rejected again with the 1-hour, like you just saw. I mean, this is thick, heavy resistance, so it's no surprise that we haven't been able to climb above that. And it's, you know, it's a rather predictable trend. I mean, this is what I went over last time. And, you know, like I said, we're in this neutral zone, all right? I'm neutral. I wasn't feeling sure about any trades, and that was up until only a few hours ago when I did start to feel fairly confident in these in the direction of our movement, which is in this case downwards, and you can see it playing out in front of you right now. And the reason for that, guys, was you know, I took a look at these shorts and longs again, and the longs were just so high, and as you can see by the shorts, I mean, they were very low, and it was actually falling down to a prior resistance level, so support level. So I did expect a bit of a bounce, whether that's short term or mid term, I didn't know, but a bit of a bounce nevertheless. You know, VIP members, feel free to start taking some profits here. This is the level I did mention to begin taking profits. I'm going to give more in-depth numbers on where to take your profits and close your position right after this stream. So we are seeing shorts get a little bit of a bounce here. You know, we go over to the longs chart for Bitcoin, and it's much of the same story. I mean, like I said, it's been very high. This is at a prime resistance point. Of course, we can climb higher, but judging by this negative price movement now, it doesn't look like we are. Surprisingly, longs still going up during this negative movement. I don't know what that's about, but you know, if we do follow this past resistance, and it is definitely strong resistance, it just does look like we could be heading lower. It does look like these longs will be getting squeezed. These liquidation prices will be hit. Of course, you've got to bear in mind that these bots do only search for liquidations to create liquidity for themselves. And so this is not surprising at all from where I'm seeing things. And, you know, in terms of my analysis, that is really, you know, that's it. You know, not much has changed over this, 24-hour period. I haven't even been able to look at the charts very much. I mean, all the TA I did today was predominantly on my phone because of how messed up my laptop has been. So it is fairly intriguing that I was even able to predict this movement just using TradingView on my iPhone. So I will be going into questions in just a second here. But guys, 2 weeks ago, I did bring up my friend's app called Berminal. It's a news app for crypto, and it tells you about prices and different things like that. So I showed you a couple screenshots of the market price page and newsfeed, my bad. They actually reached out to me again and told me about an update they've rolled out, so I did want to share it with you guys. And they actually added a portfolio tracker, so you're seeing a screenshot of it here yet again on their iOS and Android apps. You can download them both. You can definitely check those out, and this is just a screenshot showing you, your portfolio balance using yen, I believe. A bit of a hint at what may be coming, I don't know. And you've also got access to various international currencies, so that's going to be great for the international viewers we've got here. You also get, coin summary pages. So this one I found really interesting personally. So it does tell you about active investors. So we've got Winklevoss twins, Draper, Peter Thiel, and all these people. Gives you a brief summary of coins like we went over in the last, I mean, that was like 2 weeks ago now, so not last stream, but last time I mentioned this. And also, access to the white paper and things like this. So it puts all of the crucial information you need. Definitely check it out. Berminal, you can check it out on the App Store and all that stuff. But I will be going into questions now. I do want to keep this stream relatively short today because I hate using this laptop. Just to quickly touch on the volume here, I mean, $9.8 billion, absolutely terrible yet again. Dominance rising, market cap dropping. It's all bleak and it's all expected. The volume is interesting, all right? Because, like I said, when we're in these consolidation patterns, you will see volume decreasing. But I would have thought, with a day like this, with so much, bulls and bears fighting, well, there aren't even bulls at the moment, but, there is definitely, this is a crucial trading zone, and so I did expect higher volume to, the name of the app, Winston, is Berminal, Berminal. So I did expect higher trading volume today, but I mean 9.8 billion. If it stays like this, let's refresh the page, because at the time I brought this up, at the time I brought this page up, guys, we didn't start declining. So you know, we're immediately seeing a 1.2 billion dollar volume increase following through with this dump, and that is pretty definite proof, I'd say, that you know, this kind of a dump is here to stay, and this reflects more sentiment within the wider market. So let's go through some of your questions now, guys. Drop them below. Like I said, I am going to be keeping this one short. If you guys checked out my basic charting patterns video, I think you are really going to like that. Sorry, if you haven't checked it out, then definitely make sure to do that. A lot of people have been requesting it. Bears, bulls, and whales, we need elephants. I completely agree with you. Just wish I can fall asleep for 6 months and wake up. Yeah, mate, product, I kind of felt the same way myself. But you know what? We can make money on the way down, right? So are you betting on the decline in margin trading? Radiant Jumper, I am not, but I was going to. So let's say I am. Do I know what an intrabar is? No. Is your short target that last support line of 5,800? See why? It's one of my targets. 6,000 was also one. The 6,000 was the level I would begin considering taking profits. Not even going to take profits until we go below that. And as you can see, we are now below 6,000. I'm looking at 5,900, maybe to sell. I mean, to close 5% of the position. Really, not too much. I'm fairly sure if we hit 59, we're going lower, but it's still a good area to take some profits. 5,800 is where I will be considering taking profits. It just depends on, you know, what kind of volume we go down there with. If we go down to 58 with strong, heavy volume, well, that tells me that we're going to see some capitulation. We're going to see some major red candles taking us right down into the mid fives, potentially even low 5,000s today, tomorrow. By the end of this week, that kind of thing. But if we go down there on weak volume, and at the moment it doesn't look like we will, it does look like volume is going to follow through with this dump, I will be much more confident and potentially not even take much profits at 5,800 anyway. Alan Olsen, do you do live trading with your VIP group? I give live trading signals, if that's what you mean. If you mean like live streams for trading, no, I don't do that. Though it is something I have considered. For now, there is no volume. This is just noise. Yeah, Ludovic, I do agree with you. I mean, all of this volume, like we went over, is bots anyway. I mean, there's very few human traders really taking advantage of this market right now. Blue line on chart. Yeah, so this blue line is the EMA 200. So it's an exponential moving average, 200 candles. So this is a quite long-term sort of a line, and you know, quite simply, with a line like this, it tells you if the candles are above this line, we're bullish. If the candles are below this line, we're bearish. That's the main reason. I mean, that's the main use case I have for it. Obviously, it's incredibly misleading because we went above this line 1, 2, 3 times within this year, and they were all fake outs. So you've got to use this line with extreme caution. I've just got it on here because I like the long-term look of things. You know, if we were to, for example, rise right up to this line, I know that there's a very strong chance that we get rejected from that. And if we throw on the Ichi cloud, we can also see that's probably going to line up fairly nicely. So, yeah, the line was way up here, so it doesn't line up in this case, but it could be the case on the daily chart and different things like that. SIBO effect, though, yeah, no, it's possible, Robert. I mean, that's what I said at the beginning of the stream. I'm discounting what I said in the last video. We're going to be imagining that this is the only information we have, and that SIBO's thing, SIBO CME futures is not knowledge to us. Simply because it's a bit of a touchy subject for some people, and I expected the hostility, but it was still not welcome. So unfortunately, this is just one of those times where I'm going to have to censor myself because of what the vocal minority is saying. This will return to 6.1k within like 30 minutes. Yeah, Hero Stratus. I think that's definitely possible. It's actually something that ran across my mind during this stream. It's, you know, it could play out. Let's go over to the 30-minute chart here and get a better look for things. You know, we've got the RSI pretty much at rock bottom now. Where is it? So 19. I mean, it's possible we go back up, and, you know, we did already do that 2-3 times within this sort of a pattern, so it could be that this is just stop hunting and different things like that. We are already back above $6,000 now, so it is possible, and I can see us going on in this, you know, painful sideways consolidation for another couple hours, maybe another day. Definitely possible, yeah. But that doesn't mean you should be closing your short if you're already in one. Mark Lane, I don't accept coin requests at the moment. I'm still not looking on altcoins. It's going to 2,600,000, Hussein. Yeah, no, I don't think it is. It's possible, but yeah, I don't think it is. If everyone avoids catching a falling knife, there won't ever be a buyer. True. I mean, look, you can always say the price you sell at is the price someone else is buying at, and they're happy to be buying at that price in most cases. So, you know, you can use logic like that. I personally stay away from it. But, you know, from what we're looking at right now, this, you know, I just noticed as well, this VPVR indicator is telling us we've dropped out of this area with heavy trading volume. This tells you about how much volume is being traded at a set price. And we have dropped out of here, and the volume traded below these levels are very low. And so that means it's going to be a fairly easy ride way down to 5,800. So, yeah, to answer CY once again, yeah, that is where I will be taking profits and considering, you know, closing the positions and all that. What about going long short term? I wouldn't go long short term. I don't think it's worth it. It depends what you mean by short term. For me, short term is very short, so within a couple hours. And really, we've stopped doing signals like that now because just because of how the bots dominate that. Of course, in this case, the short term signal I gave to short Bitcoin was a bit of luck. I mean, I didn't expect it to happen as quickly as it did. I thought it would take a couple more hours. But when, you know, I don't really focus on short-term movements too much anymore. It's still definitely possible to profit from them, but I just don't think it's worth it. I feel like if you can make, you know, a 2-3x gain once a week, it's way better than trying to scalp 10% gains. You know, you factor in the stress it gives you and the risks you run. I think it's just not worth it. You think it's good to go long if it hits 5.9k again? No, I don't think so. If anything, I would consider going long at $5,800. But even then, I think, you know, if we test 5,800 again, we are going to go right below it because there's no bullish support at the moment. There's no one that's going to be protecting that line, so I can't easily see us going down. Four flies when moon, I have no idea, mate. Your portfolio could moon if you play the right, if you play it right at the moment, but I don't know when moon, man. I'm sorry for that. I wish I knew. Time to go long for the next 6 months. Why after the last 3 dips chart looks like old lady teeth, how the low volume and trading bots can create this. I don't understand your old lady teeth analogy there. I don't really understand much of your question at all, actually. I don't know if you can rephrase that. I'll try and answer it. I want cryptos to consolidate all of July, then start the run in August. Manny, that would be incredibly exhausting if crypto all consolidates for July. But that's also a theory I have considered. It's a theory I have entertained. It's something I think can play out, that we go, you know, primarily sideways all throughout July. And then it starts really kicking off in August. And that would line up with what happened way back on this Bitfinex chart. Let's go to the daily here. That lines up with what happened in 2015. Switch over to the log chart here. Where was that? So yeah, this was the relative triple bottom area. So this is what I said we could be seeing right now in 2018. We'll turn off all these indicators because it's very confusing. Maybe switch to the weekly chart here. So, you know, we had this triple bottom. Oh god, what have I done? That's not even the log chart I was on, was it? So yeah, this triple bottom here, I could see, you know, a long period of consolidation. I mean, how long? This was basically like 6 months, wasn't it? So 220 days, which is like 7 months, nearly. I mean, more than 7 months. So we could see something like that again. But of course, like I said, if we are following this bubble pop cycle, we're doing it much faster in 2018, so at a rate of at least 2 times faster. So what's 7 months here would be 3 months theoretically, but I think it would be even shorter. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just for July, and then August is where it does really all kick off. Would you agree that the weekly RSI need to dip to 30 before bull market? Good question. Unfortunately, I don't have the data. Oh no, I do. Okay, so you know, it did dip to 30 below. I mean, before it dipped there twice. Once to 30 and once to 28, and this was in 2014. Was it 14 or 15? So once in 15, once in 14, and you could say that's one of the prerequisites required for us to go bull. And we haven't done it yet, but we are close. We're at an RSI of 41. To go down to 30, I think, would mean that we would need to see some big sell candles on the weekly. And also that it would need to happen relatively soon. And to go down to 30, I think that would also mean a price we're looking at potentially in the 4,000s. I don't even think going down to the 5,000s would give us that 30 RSI. Do I think it's necessary? No. But I think it's going to happen if we do go lower. I definitely, you know, if this triple bottom fails, and it looks like it might, yeah, I do think that that we will see a 30 RSI on the weekly. SIBO will protect 5.8k. Robert, I certainly hope so, but I doubt SIBO. If anyone will protect it, you know, I doubt that's going to be SIBO. That's going to protect 5.8k. I don't think it really matters too much to them. You rock, bro. Keep up the great work. Regards from London. Thank you very much, Piotr. I'm also from London. If it goes sideways for all July on par with the last week, that would be the ultimate scalp fest. Yeah, Hero Straight to Sit absolutely would. I mean, that's even... something like that would even shake me out. I mean, I'm genuinely scared that it might happen, because I don't even think I'd be able to handle that. That is a very long time of... you know, because the thing is, we wouldn't know that it's going sideways for all of July until like 3 weeks in. And so all of those 3 weeks, it would be holding our breath, thinking, okay, now I can get a short in, or now I can get a long in, and then every day there's going to be a new development telling us that we could be going down now, or we could be going up, and then we're just holding our breath like that for 3 months. It's like the most painful edging ever, and then nothing ever pays off. And you know, by week 3, I mean, you know, obviously I wouldn't quit, because there's still profits to be made either way. Even if we are, you know, stagnating, we would still be having, you know, a couple $100 swings. But, you know, that would even exhaust me. And I'm sure it would for a lot of other people as well. It's just, you know, it's already gone on for... I mean, we've seen so much of it with these trends. It's so much stability followed by massive dumps, and then again so much stability, and it just looks like we're ready for the same thing again. Let's see what else we've got here. Bitcoin seems to change direction on the 6th of every month. Yes, but that didn't play out on the 6th of June, if I'm not mistaken. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, so because it didn't happen... oh, okay, so that also happened in 2013 and 14. That's interesting. I didn't notice that. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, look, maybe it's just that June is an anomaly, and 6th of July would line up, of course, with SIBO and futures, so it is possible. But I feel like, you know, if you rely on the 6th of July, that's kind of like a superstitious kind of theory. It doesn't really have much backing in terms of actual evidence, in my opinion, but it's, you know, it's something to consider. I mean, if it lines up with SIBO and CME futures, which it certainly does, I mean, that would just be a day after CME opens. It's definitely possible. Yeah, definitely. What else have we got? How you confirm final bottom for this downtrend? Jan Grabs, there is absolutely no way to call the bottom of any downtrend, and there's no way to call the top of an uptrend. And so you just got to get lucky. You know, I wish there was a way, but there isn't. There's just no way to time the bottom of a trend or the top. And so the idea is, you know, if you watch my chart analysis video, the one I put out, was it today actually? I don't know, I forgot. You know, see, I've got this reminder yet again. This is just kind of annoying now, coming up in every stream. But yeah, like I mentioned in that chart analysis video, you want to predominantly be trading the continuation patterns. So, you know, we have a dominant downtrend, we stagnate a little bit, and then, you know, we're going to continue it, and it's the same case right now. Of course, if we do continue it, we don't know yet. We'll only know in hindsight, as usual. But you want to be trading the continuations. And And you can only do that until we get a reversal, and you won't really know when it's going to come. And so the way to protect yourself, because you will lose when that reversal happens if you have continued to play it as if it's a continuation, the only way to protect yourself in that case is stop losses. And so the idea is, you make a lot of good profits on the way, and then you protect yourself with stops. So, you might make 100%, and then eventually you get something wrong and you're down to 80% profit, and that's perfectly fine. You can't walk away with 80% profit and not have a smile on your face. If you do, there is something wrong with you. Would you say investing in ICOs in the bear market is too risky? Ethereum, I would never invest in Ethereum, if that's what you're asking. That's funny. Is that a triple bottom or a wedge on the weekly chart? It is both. So for me, I did plot it as a falling wedge within an uptrend, and I still think it's definitely the case. We could even drop to this support, which would be in the high 4,000s, and it would line up a little bit with some people's predictions. But of course, yeah, I do think this is a falling wedge. And yes, it could also be a triple bottom. It doesn't. We don't know yet. We would have to wait for that to play out. Wait a little bit longer. Love from Denmark. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dennis. The Kirk, good day, 4 flies and all. Work is getting in the way of trading today. Thanks for the good work. Thank you so much, The Kirk. Great to hear from you again. I hope you're doing all right. McAfee no longer in coma, recovering at home. Yeah, I was so happy to hear about that. I hope he is making a swift recovery. Yeah. Most likely depends if capitulate. What else have we got? They want you think the smart is coming, institutional investors, but they already have been here since 2013. I don't think they have display. They've just been laughing at it since then. They're leaving slowly, leaving the people like retail investors. No, I don't think that's happening. If you do, that's certainly okay. Again, none of this is financial advice, but I don't think the institutional investors got in at any point prior to 2017. And I also don't think they did get in at 2017. I think there's a very low chance of it. So, if anything, I think they are slowly accumulating and buying these dips with very small amounts. Took 20% profit on Ethos. Very nice. Another Dane here. Awesome. I do hope to visit one day. Greetings from Germany. You're new here? Well, welcome to the stream, Lady Jane. But guys, I think with that, I mean, I've covered all of my analysis. If you have any final questions, I will take them before I do sign off here. Just, once more, I want to reiterate that I did have to buy a new laptop. My other one is in repair now. And I can't use this laptop properly. I can't back up. I mean, I can't restore my backup. So I can't use this properly. My workflow is being hampered, unfortunately. I do have a PC, but it doesn't work properly. So I'm kind of at the mercy of however long it takes Apple to fix my laptop right now. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like we are getting too many new questions here, so I will be signing off here. Guys, if you're not already in the Telegram group, then definitely join that. The link is down below in the description. Of course, if you haven't already followed me on Twitter, of course, do that as well. MacBook Pro, very good. Yeah, it's a great laptop. It's just that it failed on me in less than 2 years, and that's a bitch to handle. Can you explain what's going on with SIBO? Check out the video I made on that. It's the one with 48 hours in the title. Thanks for the answers, no problem. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Smash those likes real quick before you do leave here. Take some rest, you're working too much. Yeah, I think I do deserve a little bit of rest right now. I will be chilling, relaxing a little bit, using stuff to help me do that. Probably shouldn't have said that. But with that, guys, I am going to be signing off. I hope you have a good one. Make sure you smash those likes and subscribe. Tick the bell if you haven't already. But guys, with that, for the third or fourth and final time, I'm out. Peace.